my assigned topic, and that is how to sell investments to an investor. Well, this gave me, of course, a lot of thought dahil for one, I should be able to encapsulize the whole idea on within 2 hours. When in fact, back in the day when I was with the WMC and I was talking about investments for 3 whole days, no? So, and sabi ko, ano kaya i-discuss ko over the next 2 hours? But since maganda yung naging guide that the intent, the goal or the objective is to learn about the stock market, which is a very basic, element of our financial system that everyone should be able to perhaps understand. More so, financial advisors like us, we should be able to appreciate, the existence of the stock market for 2 reasons. That is for our own personal benefit to participate on it, and at the same time utilize our knowledge and experience, know-how in being able to share or provide, funds for our clients in the same sector for them to financially benefit as well. So, kumbaga, um, I don't want to overemphasize the importance of learning the stock market. And a while ago, MJ, if you remember me asking how I started, diba? So I told you about the first part of the story. Actually, mahaba yung istorya ko. But with regard to the stock market, which is our topic this afternoon or tonight, when I came to Metro Manila back coming from the Gupad City, my first objective is I should learn how to trade the stock market. Because when I started working back in 87, and I am not ashamed of that, I was 21 years old, I saw the fluctuation of the stock market. For the information of everyone, 1987 is a dreadful year for the stock market because that is when the US stock market crashed in October, I think October 29 of 1987, going down 30% in one day. So baliwala yung pandemic actually compared to 1987 because the first stock market crash of the US, I mean, everyone should know this, was in 1929, which precedes the Great Depression, of the 1930s. So when I saw, the volatility of the stock market, I was not frightened. In fact, I got excited because I was exposed already with the futures market, very volatile. Sabi ko, nothing different from the stock market. And I had a very good experience in making money in soybeans for my client. So that's why I stuck into this. And when I moved to Metro Manila, the first thing in my mind, since there is no stockbroker back in our province, is to learn the stock market. And of course, like everyone else who might be as young as I was, 30 years ago, it's never too late to learn, okay, how to. And for all you know, you will never know what your knowledge, would benefit you, particularly, especially, of course, when you are in this field already. Kumbaga, it's like an imperative. So yan yung slides, no? So first, of course, we will start with the basics, no, of understanding what the stock market is all about. I have downloaded a video from investopedia.com, which is one of my favorite sites, for reference on financial matters. And kindly listen.
A stock market is where shares in corporations are issued and traded. Stock markets are key components of a free market economy. Stock markets serve two main functions. From the company perspective, stock markets provide access to capital, usually in the form of cash. If a company needs to finance a major project, it can sell its shares in the stock market to raise capital instead of borrowing the money from a bank. From the shareholder perspective, the stock market provides a way to participate in a company's growth and also quickly convert shares into cash. This happens in two main ways. In a privately held company, holders are usually comprised of founders and initial investors who can sell their shares on the stock market exchange and reap the reward for the risk they took in creating and growing their business venture. This is referred to as the primary market. For investors who own shares in publicly traded companies, the stock market allows them to participate in the growth of a company without taking the risk of starting a company themselves. This is referred to as the secondary market. The two main stock markets in the United States are the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, and the NASDAQ. Foreign stock exchanges include London Stock Exchange, Hong Kong Stock Exchange, Euronext, and Deutsche Börse. In the early days of the stock markets, stocks were traded on the floor of the exchange person to person. Now almost all stock trades are done electronically.
Okay. So stock market is like the basic component of capital market. Kasama yan sa capital market, wherein it is a place where businesses thrive, wherein they can source capital in order to expand their business. That is why the stock market is a congregation of the big businesses that you will know, that you will see around you, you know. So for me, the laymanized way to understand the stock market, it is a marketplace of businesses, enterprises, wherein you as an individual can participate. And it is one of the ways by which, we can create wealth, wherein we can make our money make money. My idea when I wanted to learn the stock market, the notion that I had in mind is that I have to know how to make my money make money. Because I know for a fact that in the future, back then, 37 years ago, sabi ko, pagtanda ko, mayaman ako. So I have to know how to. Because it is one thing to actually work for the money, labor income. It is another thing to make your money make money. And that is portfolio income or even passive income. So a stock market is going to provide you with that. Okay? So perhaps, MJ, if you can allow our participants to chat their questions as we go along.
Yes, sir.
Say, I don't think we will be able to, you know, go back to some topics later on when we have an FAQ, an open forum. I don't know if that's going to work, but I hope that as we go along, kung merong questions, we can already address it.
All
Okay?
right, sir.
Pwede rin, di ba? Parang clarification so that, naintindihan nila as opposed to magko-compound yung mga questions along the way, which is, I'm sure, might happen. Okay. So anyway, locally, the stock market is the Philippine Stock Exchange. And this is how the page of the PSE looks like. Baka for many, this is the first time that you will see the page of the PSE. It's very, very simple. Our stock market is one of the smallest in Asia. So it is not so complicated. There are only 6 sectors. You know, in the US, there are 17 sectors and there are more than 50 subsectors. So just imagine, it is very, you know, kumbaga, very difficult really to thread, you know, uh, a market. You know, that is why when I went to the US, I have to seek advice, you know, from investment analyst because the market is so huge. But in the Philippines, it is very, very small. I wasn't able to put the slide, but there are about 272 companies, you know, that is listed in the stock market. Now, these companies are called publicly listed as opposed to private companies. A company will start as a private company. They will register with the SEC. Okay, they will do their business. They will operate. It's private because it is only exclusive to the stockholders. But any company who would like to grow definitely would need capital, would need capital. And how can you access capital? There is limitation as to the existing shareholders. So the next thing that you can do, opt to do, is to list the shares in the stock market and make it public so that the public can participate. And this is how, you know, wealthy people become wealthier because the stock market values their company many times over than its current value. So if you have a dream to really become a billionaire, you know, one of the ways is actually to use the stock market, have a company listed. And that is my dream too. For quite a while, that is my dream because I know that is the way to go. Look at the top, you know, richest people in the world, top 10, top 20, top 50, you know, all of them has a company that is listed on the stock market, even our own local tycoons. So the stock market is where wealth can be created, either as a participant, you buy and sell securities, or eventually you would want to become your company to be listed in it. Okay? So, some PSE trivia. Unknown to many, Philippine stock market is one of the oldest in Asia. It was established in 1927, known as the Manila Stock Exchange in Binondo. At that time, there was no Makati City yet. Okay? Makati City was only formed after World War II. Okay? It's one of the oldest stock exchange in Southeast Asia. The oldest stock exchange in Asia is actually the Bombay Stock Exchange. Then, Makati Stock Exchange was established in 1963. Okay? Of course, merong ethnicity difference yan. Chinese yung nasa Binondo, Konyo, American, Spaniards, mga Europeans naman yung nasa Makati. That's why they were operating separately at the time. The Manila Stock Exchange and the Makati Stock Exchange trading the same shares, but they have different volumes and different prices. Eventually, in 1993, they were linked up by then President Fidel V. Ramos electronically because I don't think they will survive, you know, cohabiting in one place. At the very least, electronically, they were put together. The Binondo Group, because Manila is getting to be crowded, moved to Tectite Tower in Ortigas, while the Makati Group stayed put in Makati. Put up, okay, there was a new trading floor set up in the BGC Exchange along Fifth Avenue. So the intention is actually to, again, still consolidate the brokers, but it's very difficult. Okay. It's like mixing oil with water. Anyway, so in about 2 years' time, our stock market will celebrate its 100th year, of existence. Such a feat, but unfortunately, in a very sorry state. Why? Because participation of the Filipinos is very, very low in the stock market. Even professors teaching finance don't dare trade stocks. Get right now is no more than 2 million when productive population can run to about 45 million as we speak. Anyway, there are two major participants in the stock market, the trader and the investor. So these are some potential talking points on being able to know your client. But for now, we are just going to limit ourselves with some basic information. And later on, we will determine how we're going to use this basic information to be able to, put forth our personal objective of being able to provide service to two types. There are two ways on how you participate in the market, by either trading or investing. What is the difference? The difference is that when you say you are a trader quickly or in a very short span of time, when you are an investor, you buy and hold. You invest, you buy something, you buy shares, and the minimum time frame that you intend to hold on to your shares, para sa Filipino, long-term na yung 5 years. But in many countries, the orientation about stock trading is at least hold on to it for 10 years and even 20 years. Filipinos cannot fathom that. That's why not a lot of people are, of course, weren't able to maximize their potential in the stock market. Only a handful. So these are the participants. But how do you access the stock market? You have to access it with a stockbroker. These are financial professionals who buy and sell stocks at the direction of the client. They will not decide for the client. They are just going to facilitate the transaction. I would have gotten the license of being a stockbroker back in 2011 and 2015 because I wanted to become a stockbroker, but unfortunately, I wasn't fortunate enough to find a good or a stockbroker company that would suit my preferences. Anyway, it didn't happen. But then I was able to pass the exam, with the Securities and Exchange Commission. So I'm pretty familiar with the laws of the policies, with regard to stock trading. So they are called the conduit. They are the middleman, the broker. Okay, they are the bridge between you as a trader or as an investor and the stock market. So which means you cannot deal with the stock market without the broker. The broker is an imperative party. So the first thing that I did back then is to look for a broker. And I was very, very fortunate that I found one. and I will not forget his name. His name is Marlon Marcelino. It's a very nice guy who taught me, the ropes in initially trading the stock market. And I was very, very naive at the time. And at the same time, I was very fortunate to have a client who is trading in the stock market. He's working with the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. He was my prospect, and every time I visit him, we talk about the stock market. That that is how I was trained and shaped, into learning the stock market. And at that time, there was no technology. There were no manuals or reference books talking about the stock market. Unlike today, when you have a lot of information. So it's easier now, but then somehow not a lot of the people, and perhaps some of you might be guilty of it, are not looking at this as a potential place to make your money make money. Okay. So therefore, the exchange, the broker, who are members of the exchange, are the only ones who are allowed to deal with the exchange. So all traders, individuals, and institutions, cooperatives, associations will have to have a stockbroker to facilitate the transaction in the stock exchange. So why am I saying this? So because of course you have to know, diba? You wanted to connect with the clients. These are some of your talking points. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, you are trading with the stock market, right? May I know if you are doing it globally or locally? Diba? So alam mo kasi dalawa lang naman yan, global or local. What's kind of stockbroker you're using? Is it online or full service? And how do you deal with the stock market? Do you trade or do you invest? So parang palaging dalawa lang no? Okay, there are always two sides of the coin. Local, global, online, full service, trading, or investing. Di ba? And right now, with the breakthrough in technology, it's very, very easy to access various markets. Unlike before, 30 years ago, wala. It is only limited to the high net worth individuals who would be able to access, the foreign markets. Ngayon, with as little as $200, $100, you can already, invest overseas. Okay. Before, kailangan mo ng millions. So maybe what is new here is the stockbroker. There are two types of stockbroker. Yung online, wherein you are going to do it yourself, or the full service broker, which is actually the conventional, wherein you will call them over the phone. Right now, I chat them over Messenger or Viber and then place my order. Okay? Ganon yung full service. You are talking to, a real person who will take your order and then put it into the trading floor. With an online, there is no person that you're talking to. It's basically the company, the stockbroker, that will process your transaction. And of course, trading or investing, whether short term or long term, you already know that. What you should know is that the stock market does not only trade common stocks, but it trades preferreds, warrants, ETFs, REITs, and PDRs. Okay. Well, I will discuss the most popular ones. Kasi yung warrants and PDRs is a little bit difficult and they are not so prevalent in our local stock market. So there are two major types of securities being traded in the stock market, common and preferred. Common is the owner of the company. Now, the owner, sometimes they still wish to create capital, but they don't want that the new capital partner would vote with them. Kumbaga, passive na investor. That's why they created preferred shares, wherein the major characteristic of a preferred is that it has a dividend rate. The common doesn't have a dividend rate. The dividend is dependent upon the declaration of the board of directors. But for the preferred, okay, it's automatic that it has a specific dividend rate that will be given to the investor, to the holder of the preferred, in exchange for him not being able to participate by votation, in the decision making of the company. Okay? So most of the 272 that I mentioned, companies listed on the stock exchange refers to the common stocks listed on the stock exchange. When it comes to preferred, there are some companies who issued preferred and list in the stock exchange as well. The purpose of listing it in the stock exchange so that investors would have a way to sell their shares, get their money. Will have a way to buy the shares, access, so the stock exchange is meant to create liquidity, for the participants. So if I'm not mistaken, there are more than 10, but no more than 20 preferreds listed in the stock exchange. Okay? So far, so good. If you have questions, you can type it in the chat box, and MJ and Steve will address it later on when we have the open forum. Now, there's this new animal that was created called exchange-traded funds. Our own exchange-traded funds was listed, if I'm not mistaken, 2014. But the idea of exchange-traded funds, which is a result of financial engineering by US, originated back in the early 90s. Now, if you are familiar with pooled funds and you have pooled funds, that pooled fund getting listed on the stock market will now be called exchange-traded funds. Correct? So what you're offering right now to a client with your VUL, you have a pooled fund, it's just pooled fund, but then it is private in nature. But when you list that in the stock market, it becomes exchange-traded funds, but it is still a pooled fund. Okay? So the intent of listing it in the exchange is to, again, create liquidity. And again, you have to course the transaction with a stockbroker. Unfortunately, there's only one REIT, okay, one ETF that is listed in the stock exchange up until today, which is the FM ETF. The First Metro ETF, because the proponent was First Metro, who is the investment arm of the Metrobank Group. Okay. Listed this in, I think, 2014. And this ETF is an index ETF, which means that the underlying companies or securities in the ETF is the same as the shares comprising the PSE index. Okay, wherein there are 30 companies in the index. So essentially, it's mirroring what is happening with the index. But the index, you cannot trade it. If you want to trade the index, you have to buy the ETF or sell. You have to trade the ETF. So that's the way how you can take advantage of the fluctuation of the index. Okay? Next. There is such a thing also as real estate investment trust. This was introduced back in 2021 during the pandemic, 2021 or 2020, wherein Ayala REIT, was the first to list in the stock market. Meantime, the law on the REIT was signed as early as 2008 by then Gloria Macapagal, President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Pero it took the market, 13 years to be able to list its first REIT. So let me explain the REIT. The REIT is a real estate company, wanting to grow again, wanting to expand their business. And the way, again, to expand the business is to source capital. So they will have to look for investors through the services of an underwriter. In our case, locally, these underwriters are called the investment houses. They will underwrite. Parang kayo, nag-underwrite kayo ng policies. Sila naman nag-underwrite ng securities. Correct? So the securities will be the shares of the real estate company. Okay? And the intention is to list it in the stock market. And once it's already in the stock market, again, the REIT can only be accessed by the broker. Now, the REIT is actually a bit unique instrument, mainly because after IPO, okay, the REIT law, I forgot what Republic Act is that, the REIT should release 90% of their income as dividends to the shareholder. That is why a REIT is a dividend yielding or dividend earning instrument. That is the law. Because in exchange for that, they have tax benefits. Correct? So yan ang unique sa REIT. So it is much like, instead of you buying a property, putting up a house, renting it out, getting your rental, the REIT will do that for you. Because most of the properties of the REITs are generating income. And that income, 90% of which will be given back to the shareholders. That is unique to them. Now, in the Philippines, there are about 2, 4, 6, 8 REITs. Of course, mga known companies din yan, starting from Ayala. I think the next one was MegaWorld, MREIT, and then PhilREIT, and then Double Dragon, Premier Island, and then, of course, Robinson, and then the Villar, and then the City Core. So notice that what you will have to consider right away in getting a REIT is the dividend yield. And the dividends are charged 10% withholding tax, dividend tax, I'm sorry. So gross ito ng 10% dividend tax. I'm not sure if it's going to be jacked up to 15%. So medyo magaganda, di ba? It's better than time deposit. Okay. Ayan. So pag nagkapera kayo, this is one of the instruments that you can actually get into. Okay? And these are considered conservative, instruments. I really encourage you to get into it. What are the talking points? Okay? So the trading style or investing style. So when you encounter a prospect, and then sasabihin mo that you're from Peru and we are offering funds that you can actually participate with, the dreaded statement that you will hear from the client is that, why would I invest with you when I am already investing directly into the stock market? Do you agree? Thumbs up nga kapag nag-agree kayo. Yan yung nagba-block sa inyo. Okay, invested in the stock market. Do you encounter that? Have you encountered that? Meron bang meron ba naka-encounter nun? Makakita ba tayo ng thumbs up? Hindi ko nakikita yung mga tao sa room. Meron ba? Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So, how do you respond? Ayan, ang daming thumbs up ni Hazel. Hazel, can you pick up your mic? And I'm just wondering, how do you how do you respond to that kind of like a reaction from your client? Pwede ba natin siyang kausapin? Siguro naman, no, MJ, pwede natin
Yes po.
kausapin si Hazel. Nakita ko 5 yung thumbs up niya eh. You
Yes.
know?
Hi, Hazel.
Hi, Hazel.
Good evening po.
Good evening. Yes. So, you agree that somehow you
Oo, kapag nagka-client.
can you relate to us how the conversation went by?
For example po, kapag nagka-client,
Hmm.
then the client will gonna mag-a-ask sa'yo na, bakit ako kuha ng insurance? Eh, meron naman akong SSS. Like ganun po.
For one. So, insurance naman yung kina-counter niya. What about the investments? Nung sabi mo yung VUL, meron ba nagsabi sa'yo na nag-i-invest na ako sa stock market eh? Ba't pa ako bibili niyan? Pooled fund. Encounter mo rin yun.
Yes po.
Okay, ano sabi mo?
Actually, pero ngayon po ay hindi pa naman po ako totally nagka-client because rookie pa lang po ako and under
Okay.
training. Yes po.
Okay. Sige. So, konti pa lang yung experiences mo.
Yes po.
Anyway, bakit daw mag-prove, kaya mo daw kitain yung sum assured ni Prove, ni Christian, sa stocks? Ganun ba? Christian,
po.
ikaw naman. Christian. Ito si Christian. Yes. Anong sagot mo? Definitely. So, okay, thank you very much, Christian. So, thank you very much, Hazel. Well, magkakaiba kayo ng situation, ano? Pero, alam niyo, well, kaya tayo nandito, di ba, para matuto, di ba? So, madalas ang tingin kasi, minsan when you are making an offer and hindi nyo maiiwasan na mas na-emphasize niyo yung investment side kasi mas yun ang interesting, di ba? Tama. Pero in reality, a VUL is an insurance product. Sa totoo lang, honestly, yes, bonus na lang yung investment. Dapat ganoon. So sa totoo lang, kapag insurance ang pinag-usapan, that is the best investment you can ever make. Bakit? Kasi maliit lang yung premium, malaki yung balik mo eh. Sa totoo lang. Of course, kung may mangyari sa'yo. Di ba? Pero di mo na alam kung walang mangyari sa'yo or meron eh. So kaya pag kinompute mo yung premiums to sum assured ratio, wala katapat na ROI yan sa totoo lang. Kapag ROI ang pinag-uusapan. Okay? So sa akin ha, although depende kasi kung ano sasabihin ng kliyente. 'Di ba? Now, minsan ang problema natin as a salesperson, pag meron sinabi sa atin na parang, parang wall, hindi ba? Nawiwindang na tayo kaagad. 'Di ba? Naba-block na tayo, mental block na tayo, parang masisira na yung flow doon sa isip natin, 'di ba? And nahihirapan na tayong i-encounter 'yon. So and then to the extent na nagiging defensive tayo. Correct? And then nawawala na yung sales objective. Nangyayari na lang parang tug of war muna. Correct? Yesterday, I just came from Cebu, no? Pro-life. Nag-seminar ako doon. Tawag ko doon, Power of Question. So, actually, it's a salesmanship program, no? Ginawa na rin namin ni Trixie yan noong 2021. I do not know if it's the short course or the full course, no? But, MJ, nandito ka na ba noong 2021?
Yes, sir.
Narinig mo na ba yung Power of Questions?
Not yet, sir.
Yung
First
maalala.
time.
Si Trixie lang nakakaalala eh. Anyway, so meron mga techniques on how to look at blocks nila, yung mga objections nila. You know, there is a way to process it. But that should be a different topic. No? But then, bibigyan ko kayo ng idea. Okay? So, ang idea is like this. Madalas, the reason why clients have objection, correct, is because you are presenting something. Correct? Come to think of it. Bawa kami ni MJ. MJ, alam mo, mas lalo kang gaganda with this product eh. Di ba?
Sure.
Ano sasabihin? Eh maganda na ako, hindi ko na kailangan yan. Mahirap pag sobrang ganda ako, di ba? So yung totoo ba yan? Binobolang pa mo ako. Sabihin,
Correct.
whereas, kung palitan natin yung script, alam mo, MJ, ano ang pakiramdam mo sa sarili mo? Pag tinitignan mo yung sarili mo sa mirror, are you in that zone na maganda, mas maganda, or pinakamaganda? Ano ang palagay mo? Sagot.
Okay lang. Sakto lang.
Okay lang, sakto lang.
Mhm.
Okay, sakto lang. Pero is it possible na naisip mo ba na gusto mo pa bang gumanda?
Yes, of course.
Of course, gusto mo pang gumanda. So kung gusto mo pang gumanda, 'di ba? Ano yung level ng desire mo na gusto mo pang gumanda? 1 to 10, 10 being the highest.
Of
What
course,
number?
10.
10. Gusto
10,
mo
of course.
10. So which means that you really wanted to become. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, what if I will show you, MJ, that you can do that in a span of 1 week? Would you be willing to listen to me?
Wow, of course. 1 week.
Yes, di ba? Now, and the next question is, magkano ang gusto mong ilagay dyan sa isang product na yan that in 1 week, boom, iba ka na. Super ganda. Magkano?
20, 50,000.
See, na-close na kita kaagad. Correct?
Correct.
Now, isipin mo yung conversation natin, meron ka bang objection? Wala. Pero yung unang conversation, sasabihin ko, alam mo, MJ, meron akong ganitong product. Pagkagandahin ka ng 1 week, anong sasabihin mo? Magdududa ka agad eh. Totoo kaya yan? Baka mahal yan. Ganun agad, di ba? So, the reason why objections come into foreign, I mean, this is basic in salesmanship, is because we are proposing right away an idea.
Mhm.
My training, ginawa ko lang kahapon sa proof, fresh from a trip, is I ask question. So if I am faced with the prospect, balik tayo sa investment. Sir, nag-i-invest ka ba sa stock market? Oo, nag-i-invest ako. Alam mo na. Then medyo, okay, nag-i-invest siya sa stock market. So, hindi mo pa, wala ka pang pinopropose na VUL, correct? So bakit siya o-object sa'yo kaagad dahil taga-pro ka? Dahil mo taga-pro life. Ako, nako, bebentahan mo lang ako, no? Ang pwede kong sabihin sa'yo, no sir, huwag ka mag-alala, hindi kita bebentahan. Mag-usap lang tayo. Correct? You can say that. Because I can say that because what will happen is that I will not sell to the client, but the client will buy from me. These are two different things. Now, it's a matter of processing. It's a matter of technique. So, if I say na, if I ask the question, sir, are you into the stock market? Oh, I see. Yes, I am. So alam mo na ngayon paano mo ipoposition yung sarili mo, paano mo position yung VUL mo. Correct? Sir, pag nag-invest ka sa stock market, ano ba ang style mo? Growth or value? Eh alam ng client, sabi niya, growth ako eh. Talaga? Sir, alam mo, tamang-tama. Kasi yung product namin is a value product. And it will complement your style. How would you like to listen to it? You see? Kukontra ba din sa idea na yun? Parang hindi ka agad eh. Hindi ba? Whereas pag sabi, sir, yung product namin, maganda ito, ganyan. Kumikita ito ng ganito. Ang sabihin ng kliyente, kaya ko rin kitain yan eh. Di ba ganon? Di ba ganon na magiging reaction? Human nature dictates that when we present something, people will question it, will be critical about it, will even back off. So ang salesmanship na madalas na ginagawa, 99% of the people is attack mode. Push. Ako, ang style ko, pull. Anyway, in relation to the topic, balik tayo doon kasi papunta na doon sa sinasabi kong value or growth. This is what you have to know as a direction of the client when it comes to investing. Kung value or growth sila. Sabihin ng client, sir, nag-invest ka na? Okay. Pwede ko bang malaman kung ano yung style mo in investing? Alam ng client yung investment style. Dalawa lang naman yan, value or growth. Sabi ng client, growth ako eh. Naku sir, tama-tama. Yung product namin, value. You might be missing out some of the stocks in the market with value stocks. So this could be a match. It could be complementary to you. Rewind. Sir, are you investing in the stock market? Yes. May I know what kind of investment style that you are employing? Well, sabi niya, I am a value investor. Naku, sir, tama-tama. Value ka. Value din kami. We are on the same plane. But why would you consider putting money in a pooled fund that is already of value and that you are doing value? Have you thought about it? Well, you tell me, bakit nga? Why would I do that? Sir, there's such a thing as benchmarking. How would you know that you are doing well with your kind of investing when you are not benchmarked to the same like our fund manager, okay, who's doing value investing as well? So when you know how to position your product, tawag doon positioning, walang kawala ang kliyente. But of course, you have to say it in a nice way. That you are not condescending, that you are there to enlighten, to educate, to guide, and you are not there to impose. You agree? That's how I deal with people like this. So kahit na nag-i-invest sila, okay, my idea is that I know how to navigate, myself towards being considered in their portfolio. Ang tawag doon, positioning. So, trading style, kung sabi niya, nagte-trade ako trader ako . Trader ka? So, anong klaseng trading yung ginagawa mo? Day trade, scalping, or swing trading? Yan, di ba? So, parang pwedeng papakita mo na meron kang alam din. Pero not to the extent that you are bragging with what you know. Hindi, you have to be interested to what the client is going to say. Because you're there to learn. More importantly, you're there to learn. You're there to connect, to converse. Okay? Ang funds, ang pooled funds is normally an investment fund. Hindi yan trading fund. Nagtatrade yan ng konti-konti, but the majority is actually investment. So how are you going to position that as well? Mas madali. Kasi sir, nagtatrade ka, di ba, short term ka, ito long term ito. It's a match. I mean, said it in many ways or many words. Correct? So yan yung mga talking points pagdating sa mga investments. These are jargons seemingly, but they are the investment semantics. Okay?